Hey guys, Ken here from the Retro Toys Escapades channel in Malaysia. Mattel has released even more images of upcoming Masters of the Universe product over the last 24 hours, and this time it's a lineup of Masterverse-sized heroic warriors. But they've promised something even bigger tonight. Alright, until then, let's check out last night's images. Starting with Battle Armor HeMan. Or maybe it feels more like Thor, son of Odinson. It's like if you look at this figure, you might recognize more than a few parts here on his body, and with the selection of accessories included that were reused from the recent images that I've seen of the Viking HeMan set. I mean, I don't have that set for myself, it's not here in Malaysia, but based on what I've seen online, it looks like, there's a lot of parts reused here. And probably the sculptors just ended up thinking, you know what, screw it, let's just make him look like a Viking as well. This version of Battle Armor HeMan felt like a surprise, mainly because they decided to give HeMan a beard. Alright, it's like an older version of a HeMan from a darker future time. One that's faced a war that can never end. A war that no longer allows him the luxury of being clean-shaven. Now, I've never quite seen HeMan like this in any other media. I could be wrong, maybe there is an animated series of some kind where he turns up looking like this, rocking a beard. Let me know in the comments, alright, if I missed anything. But actually, if I think about it, all the way back in the 1980s, during the time of the Marvel Comics run of HeMan and the Masters of the Universe, the final 2 issues of that series told of a very bleak post-apocalyptic future on Eternia, just like I was talking about earlier, okay? Now, the final 2 episodes are a very excellent series closer called Lifetime, Parts 1 and 2. Now, I highly recommend you guys reading it if you haven't. Among other things, it features an older HeMan that has a bearded look. Now, I think that the Battle Armor outfit looks really nice. HeMan comes with several areas that feature a gold finishing, including that excellent looking shield. We also get another visual of the figure from the back, and the shield can be seen more clearly here. The twist is that it's not the standard circular shield that HeMan typically comes with. In fact, there's an Easter egg here in that the shield features the emblem of the Dragon Walker vehicle, one of HeMan's most famous vehicles from the 1980s. I've actually owned several loose units of the Dragon Walker through the years, from units that were appearing on eBay and stuff like that. Yeah, I took a couple of those, but the thing is, I've yet to have one single damn unit where the electronic walking function actually works. Now, since Masterverse isn't big on gimmicks, the classic Battle Armor feature where dents appear in the center of the armor when it gets hit is not going to be replicated here, but instead, as per the press release, it's stated that the figure will come with removable panels to simulate the damage. Now, this is in fact very similar to what the classics version of the Battle Armor HeMan figure had, and in fact, I do have that figure somewhere, but somehow I just couldn't find it in storage in time to get this video out. However, I did locate the classics Battle Armor Skeletor figure, which does have the same feature. Alright, check this bad boy out. Now, as you can see, the figure comes with a battle damage center panel, and it's also got these loose extra panels on the side here to be replaced in order to give the appearance of different stages of damage to the figure. Anyway, let me know what you guys think of the Masterverse Battle Armor HeMan figure reveal. Let me know in the comments, okay? Because I think it's a pretty daring and unique approach from Mattel, giving us a classic version of HeMan in the Masterverse line, but with a look that's different from anything that you've seen before. Now, some of you might love the approach. Some of you, in fact, might prefer a sense of consistency instead. Either way, let me know. Next up, the Masterverse Sunman. Now, this version of Sunman is just a complete overhaul. Alright, it's a complete design reboot from anything that we've seen prior to this. Definitely anything that we saw in his last appearance in MOTU Origins Wave 8. The first time that most of us actually got our hands on a Sunman action figure, and I personally didn't like the design choices in that figure and even the execution of that figure itself, which I covered in my video. But this version of Sunman is like something completely different. Okay, this version of Sunman looks like a mixture between a Hawkman and a Green Lantern. I'm surprised, honestly, to see that he's got these huge wings on his back, just like Hawkman. And where did this come from? All right, was this intended to be the design for Sunman all along? or the redesign of him for the 21st century. Either way, I'm liking what I see here. There's a lot of design changes from his appearance in Origins. All right, we see an all new redesigned center chest panel. All right, the chest armor is like completely different. All right, everything from the waist down, the belt buckle, everything's different. The gloves are different. His boots are different too. Hey, where are those nice, yellow stars? All right, where are those? Okay, I don't see them here, but this is a complete design overhaul. The wings are massive. All right, apparently, according to the press release, these are supposed to be translucent. Fantastic. The set also comes with alternate hands, and he's got his weapon accessories, the sword and the shield. Now, both of these accessories, the sword and the shield, we've seen them in Origins in Wave 8. And while they are similarly designed in terms of inspiration, there is a lot of additional detail here this time around. So, you know what? This thing just really looks fantastic. Sunman's facial expression here is completely different. The entire sculpt is completely the opposite of anything that we saw in Origins. All right, that Origins figure just was too goofy and silly looking. All right, somehow it just couldn't really capture the essence of what I think Sunman was supposed to be. But this version of him just looks freaking heroic, and at the same time, he looks confident and maybe even a little menacing, like this could also be an alternate evil version of Sunman. Just look at those eyes, the way they're staring at you. It could be confidence or it could be malice. What do you guys think? And then we have Hero, probably the lead star of the Masters of the Universe sub-series, The Powers of Grayskull. Now, Hero is one of those characters that I know has a very important place in the Masters of the Universe mythology. I've heard this character name being mentioned throughout the years, and he's appeared in various forms of supporting media, like some of the Pack-In comic books, especially in the classic series. He did turn up in the Revelation cartoon, and there's just something about this guy. I mean, it's like I tried to sort of to care about this character, to give it a sense of importance, but honestly, there's just nothing here that I could really relate to when it comes to this particular character. First of all, I think his name is just freaking ridiculous. I mean, you might say that HeMan is a ridiculous name, but hey, look, it's something that we got accustomed to as kids, but Hero as a name of a person, I mean, I just felt that it's just a little bit of a stretch there. Okay, like they really couldn't think of something else to name this guy. Okay, so apparently the one accessory that this figure comes with is this gigantic staff that you see him holding here, and the staff can actually open up to reveal the magical gem that's inside. Right, so the staff does something. It's not just a static kind of stick. It has a feature, a special feature. That's probably gonna be like the most interesting aspect about this particular figure. When it comes to the Powers of Grayskull, I gotta be straight, okay? The only things that I really care about and that gets me excited about that sub-series are the two freaking dinosaurs, the T-Rex and the Triceratops. Unfortunately, I don't have the vintage ones. I do hope that they get re-released in Origins, or they may even turn up in Masterverse. Either way, this Hero figure is probably just gonna be a pass for me. If I can manage it, I'm just not gonna get him at all. You know what? Staring at him, don't you guys think that maybe it just seems like the proportions are a little bit off? It kind of seems that some parts of his body appear to be bigger than the other, and that head is definitely too small. Okay guys, full disclosure, I just remembered that I do actually own one particular Hero figure, and that's the vintage styled version that came out from Super 7 a couple of years ago. The reason why I probably got this figure is because the card back looked amazing, and I really couldn't resist all this gold chrome, okay, that's on the figure. Gold chrome just makes everything better. Okay, so yeah, probably if they put gold chrome on the Masterverse figure, I might change my mind. What do you guys think? All right, next up, we've got the CGI HeMan figure. All right, the HeMan figure from the CGI Netflix cartoon. And, wow, they are really just cranking this stuff out, right? They're just pushing this stuff out like really fast. And like I mentioned with when I talked about the Skeletor CGI figure, which was in the villains coverage, I'm really not sure what I really feel about these versions of the characters, because first of all, the toys themselves from that Netflix cartoon, they're not even in Malaysia as of yet. But even so, I could probably tell you right now, okay, especially after I've given it some time to really assess how I feel about it. Um, I'm just I'm just not a fan of this particular interpretation of how He-Man looks. All right, I like the Skeletor figure a whole lot more. All right, the CGI Skeletor figure, but this particular He-Man figure, I'm just not a fan of the design. All right, now I know that there's a lot of you out there that love it. Okay, they love the cartoon. I think the cartoon's great. All right, the cartoon's not for everyone, but the cartoon's pretty good. Okay, but this version of He-Man as he appears, I'm just not a fan of it. But I can see that they've actually put in a lot of work into this figure. This is a pretty high quality looking figure. In fact, it's a very good representation of how he looks like on the cartoon. And fans of the show, who also love his interpretation and love the toys that have been coming out in the more kiddie style, they're gonna love this, all right? Definitely, all right. I don't even have to tell you that you guys are gonna love it. You guys are probably already making those pre-orders on this, but it's just ultimately not something that I could get behind personally, all right? So I'm not gonna be picking this guy up, and I sure do hope that I have a choice here, okay? Right? Because I don't want this He-Man in my personal collection, all right? But those of you guys out there that love it, I'm happy that you guys are getting this version of the figure. And I want to hear your thoughts also in the comment section. Let me know. Okay, last of all, we have the new Masterverse Shira figure. Hands down, this is probably the one figure that I'm probably the most excited for. When I saw the image of this in the reveal yesterday, I was like, fuck me, all right? Wow. It's like, that's how you fucking do a Shira figure, right? That's the first thought that crossed my mind, okay? I mean, that's Shira right there. Now, when I look at the image of Shira here with all of her accessories laid out like that, I just feel that this is the perfect Shira action figure package. This is the original Shira, the Shira that's based off the Filmation cartoon, the classic Shira. It's not some revamped look, some wild kind of like reboot, redesign. It's just the classic Shira. That's the thing that just stunned me when I saw it, all right? Because I think that Shira's gone through a couple of revisions, through the years, different kinds of interpretations, or at least, a character as iconic like this would be open to reinterpretation. So I was afraid that maybe they would go in a really wild direction, okay, with a costume, with the looks and everything like that. But when I saw this, I was like, shit, this is the freaking classic Shira. This is the original Shira that I want for my collection. And I'm sure that you guys out there feel the same way too. And actually, since we're getting the ultimate Shira figure from Masterverse, can we also see a revised Swiftwind? This Swiftwind Classics figure has been in package for well over half a decade now, I think. I was surprised that almost all of the twisty ties have dried up. One of the wings has fallen off in package. That's why this thing is just moving around like this. But it's a great package. They gave us like this humongous battle cat for Revelation as part of the Masterverse line. So probably we'll also be getting Swiftwind at some point. What do you guys think? Anyway, guys, it's anyone's guess what kind of assortment these figures will fall into. Naturally, they're not going to be coming out in this particular assortment, all right? But from the images in this particular hero assortment that I'm seeing here, 3 of them are absolute winners for me, and there are other 2 that I'm not crazy about at all. But I want to know what your favorites are. Let me know what are the figures that you guys liked from this particular selection that Mattel has shared with us. I want to see your comments below. Thank you for joining me as always. Do keep subscribing to the channel and follow me for more updates. I'll catch all of you guys again soon with more content. Take care.